starfish of unusual size, toilet bowl helmets, rats, polka dots, and magical javelins. What else could I be talking about except for the Suicide Squad? It's coming out this weekend from writer-director James Gunn. I'm going to let you know what I think next. Hey everyone, it's the Outlaw John Rocha here with a review for you for The Suicide Squad, the new film from James Gunn, of course from Guardians of the Galaxy fame, and it stars Idris Elba, Margot Robbie, Joel Kinnaman, John Cena, Sylvester Stallone, Viola Davis, Courtney, Peter Capaldi, Daniela Melchior. The list is endless of the kind of actors that we get to play all these different roles in the two versions of the Suicide Squad, which I'll get to in just a second. But first, I want to remind you all to subscribe to the channel down below. Subscribe to the Outlaw Nation. Hang out with us. Hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that bell button. When you hit that bell button, let you know when we're dropping all the new content we do here on the channel. Come and join me on Twitch, the Outlaw Nation, all one word there on Twitch. And then head on over to my Patreon, patreon.com/John Rocha. We do 2 hangouts a week. Also, the Discord is hopping. People are always on there watching movies, training for trivia competitions, and hanging out, just having fun, talking about life and movies and TV and entertainment. So a lot of fun there on the Patreon. Okay, let's get into my review for The Suicide Squad. As I said, this one comes to us from writer-director James Gunn. After I saw the first few trailers, I was excited to see what we're going to get, what approach he would take. I love those Guardians of the Galaxy movies. You know, the Lady Outlaw and I have been doing the MCU rewatch show every Saturday on stereo, and the Guardians of the Galaxy movies are 2 of her favorites. And they're 2 of my favorites as well. And it was nice to kind of get reacquainted with James Gunn and his style of humor and what he likes to do with his characters in his movies in order to prepare me for the Suicide Squad. This one, the basic premise of this one is a task force of convicts are all brought together in 2 separate teams to go and destroy a Nazi-era laboratory and encounter a giant alien starfish named Starro. And all of this takes place in Corto Maltese, or Corto Maltese, which a lot of you may remember from The Dark Knight Returns. It was nice to see it pop up in this movie. All right, let's start with the things that I liked about this movie. As I said in my tweet, it is the most action-packed, insane, funniest, and weirdest superhero film I've ever seen. In other words, a perfect Suicide Squad movie. And I loved it. I really found myself enjoying the hell out of this thing. It takes its time when it needs to take its time, and it runs through the action when it needs to run through the action. There are some good storylines working here, some emotional storylines here working between Bloodsport, that's Idris Elba's character, and his daughter, played by Storm Reed. There's some background stuff we get on Ratcatcher 2, that's Daniela Melchior. We also get a really unsettling family connection with Polka Dot Man, and we find out why he can do the things that he's doing, what motivates him to throw the polka dots, and why he's so upset at this certain member of his family. That's an interesting part of this. Peacemaker, John Cena, not much there in terms of backstory, but we understand this guy is all about America. He's all about protecting the country, and as we saw in the trailer, he would eat a beach full of dicks if it meant protecting liberty, but he's also willing to do a lot of crazy stuff and a lot of unsettling stuff and a lot of questionable stuff in order to preserve liberty. Kinnaman back as Rick Flag is fantastic. Margot Robbie, by now, this is Harley Quinn, ladies and gentlemen. As much as I love Kaylee Cuoco in that animated series, this is a fun Harley Quinn. It's just so good. There's this moment where she's talking about, after she's done something, where she's talking about her past with men, and Margot Robbie, in the middle of this insane action, superhero, overgrown starfish, otherworldly space craziness, she is giving you a really honest monologue about her past relationships with men, about questioning her own ability to choose the right man, and you actually feel for her. There's just like, you actually get a little, maybe even slightly emotional or empathetic. If you've ever had that feeling, whether it's men or women, if you ever had that feeling before in your life that you can't seem to find the right person or choose the right person, it really comes through. So, just great stuff. She always finds these moments. She did that in Birds of Prey as well. These moments to show you some real honesty behind the character of Harley Quinn, which makes her all the more interesting and magnetic to watch. Viola Davis is also back as Amanda Waller. Waller. I like what we get with her. I want to swing back around to Daniela Melchior real quick before we move on to King Shark and Sylvester Stallone. I have to tell you this. Daniela Melchior, I think she's the youngest actress in the crew. She is stellar. She is fantastic. She's so magnetic and interesting and fun to watch. I was so happy to have some new flavor, some new blood. And unlike Katana, which didn't really get a chance to breathe as a new character in the first Suicide Squad movie, Ratcatcher 2 does. She becomes a really integral part of the mission. She's such a standout in this movie, and I can't champion her enough. All right, let's get to Sylvester Stallone as King Shark. Seeing him here as King Shark, he's fantastic. Everything Vin Diesel that you enjoyed about Vin Diesel in Groot, and rather in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, you get with Sylvester Stallone here at King Shark. He's so funny as King Shark and so interesting, and there's even moments of empathy with him that are fun to watch, so enjoyed that very, very much. Oh, and also David Dastmalchian. Don't want to move too much off of that. You know, this is not an easy role to step into Polka Dot Man, but David Dastmalchian does a fantastic job stepping into it, once again, giving you some empathy, giving you some connection, some understanding for what he's going through. I also think the film is very, very funny. There's a lot of humor in the interconnectivity of the characters there as they're coming together as a team. There's even a lot of funny moments with the crew that is working with Amanda Waller in charge of Task Force X there, her crew there that has moments of humor as well that are fun and decorate the movie. I like the pacing of this movie. I like the cinematography of this movie, the places that they go. You know, Corto Maltese is basically set up as like maybe a South American or Central American country, and they've had a relationship with the United States, but now there's been a coup, and it's endangering the safety of the United States, and they have to go down there to kind of destroy this Nazi-era facility, which is storing Starro. You've seen Starro already in the trailer, so no spoilers there. And when Starro shows up, it is both sad and terrifying at the same time, which makes it a perfect Suicide Squad villain for sure. If I could ding the film for a couple of things, I feel around the 45-minute mark, it starts to get a little bit lost. They start to go into these weird tangents or weird kind of conversations that don't necessarily seem organically or naturally brought up. They seem to be kind of shoved in. All right, let's talk about our families. All right, let's talk about our missions or our previous experiences. We're also handed this relationship between Rick Flag and Bloodsport, Idris Elba's character, but we don't really get too much of the backstory between them. We don't really get them talking about their former missions or how they're such good friends or what the competition was between them. We're just kind of handed this relationship. So I will say this, in terms of the family relationships, they do a nice job establishing that. In terms of the relationships that they're developing amongst the team, I think at times it kind of trips in these old cliches of connecting through telling stories rather than actual connection throughout. And I also feel like the team around Amanda Waller, it was kind of thrown in there and presented, and it would have been nice to have a little conversations with them alone, besides some of the more, how can I say this? You catch the first time you meet the team, they're doing something pretty unsavory in terms of betting on who's going to die and who's going to live. All right, I give this thing 4 cowboy hats out of 5 cowboy hats. I was hoping to give it 4.5 or 5, but there is a little bit of some of that stuff around the 45-minute mark, around the middle of the movie, about 20 minutes of the middle of the movie that kind of went all over the place and then eventually kind of centered out, but it's only for a few minutes there in the middle of the movie, but otherwise it's fantastic. So go see it this weekend, go have fun with it, go enjoy it. You know, it's a fun little movie. Don't put too much mental investment in it. Let the characters take you to where they want to take you and go with them and have some fun with it. Let me know what you thought of the movie and let me know what you thought of this review down in the comments section below. Remember to hit a like and share this video on your social media. And most of all, remember to subscribe to this channel. You know, I'm doing more reviews, doing more trailer reactions, going to be doing some pre-produced shows as well. We're still doing our live shows, and I want to do all of that, and your support helps me do that. So please subscribe down below, hit that bell button so you know when we're dropping all the new content here on the Outlaw Nation channel. Come and follow me on Twitch as well, the Outlaw Nation. Going to be doing some more watch-alongs, going to be doing some more play-alongs, so come and join me there. And also on the Patreon, patreon.com/John Rocha. Come and join me there and have some fun there with our hangouts, our watch-alongs, and the Discord hangouts that we do as well, which is a lot of fun to do in the Outlaw Nation. All right, that's it from me. Y'all take care of yourselves. Have a good time this weekend seeing this movie, and I'll talk to you next time with another brand new review here on the Outlaw Nation channel.
This is suicide.
Well, that's kind of our thing.
I'm a superhero!